Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Breakfast Spelunky for the 20th of March, 2020. The world has changed a lot since last week, I feel, or at least our world here in California and the U.S. has changed a lot, but I think the world overall has changed a lot. I wasn't really sure if enough people would even show up today, but the chat looks lively, so that's cool. Hey, Docky. Hey, Brett. Hey, ShadowDX. Hey, Del Reno. Hey, Hacksaw. Hey, Sportprint. Let's see what you guys have here. Oh yeah, the Picross. So there was some discussion here about Picross on the Switch. I've only ever played. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I've only ever played the 3D version on the 3DS, which I really liked because also the things that you unearth in that puzzle game are like cute animals and stuff. So. I've never played a 2D version of it, but maybe I should try that. Docky says, I got to hell for the first time this week, and I did it on a daily. That's awesome! How did... Man, I think the first time I got even remotely to hell, I died on the entrance because I got stunned falling down onto Olmec. And then the second time I was so excited that I instantaneously got killed or something by spikes or something. It was wild. Sportprint, have fun. Good luck today, Andy. I have a friend hosting a talk on photography right now about catching us later. Be safe and take care of each other. Yeah, thanks. And enjoy your friend's talk on photography. And send me a link. I happen to have a Sony a Alpha 7R Mark III, and I love it. Del Reno says, silly Andy, we're all stuck at home. Of course we're going to watch. Yeah, but people are doing all kinds of stuff, right? Suddenly the whole world has moved online, so I can only assume that maybe people are just at work, right? Which, technically I guess I am too, but this is what I do for work sometimes. Rapatica, hey there. Hey, everyone. Docky says I almost died on the entrance. It's so rough. But also, just getting there is such a huge achievement that, I was, not that bummed out. And also, it was on a daily, and it was with a friend on the couch, and that friend had never seen hell either, so it was a good moment. Unparalleled Dev says, hey, Andy in chat. Hey, everyone. Yeah, everything here is wild. We're on Safer at Home, I think is what's called in California right now, which allows us to go shop and stuff, but also not have gatherings. But that all makes sense, right? If the numbers are to be believed, then the way China curbed it is by isolation. Docky says I made it to 5.2. Pretty pleased. Wow. Your first visit to hell was 5.2? That's stupidly impressive. Because hell, man, it's like they took everything from all the other worlds and just garbled it all in there. I guess it doesn't have the bottomless pit of the ice caves, but other than that, man, it has everything. Rapatica said, I lost an Ankh to the other day playing co-op because I forgot to buy the bombs before leaving the shop. Yeah. JS, woo, welcome. The music in hell, I think, is the most dangerous part about it. Yeah, it's also great, though. It's so good. We still have to have Irik Serki on the show, soon, I think. Del Reno says, trying to fix a bug in my game currently, so switching back and forth between this and this. Yeah, this is great. Fix a bug. Okay, let's do this. So, I beat the PSN Daily this morning on 1 health. And I had the 1 health because I got hit by a spike ball in 5.3, I think. And I was like, oh no, I'm doing so well. Maybe I can do the daily double today. Hey, Mima Sweets. Maybe I'll do the daily double today. Maybe. We'll see. Docky says I had a really nice moment where I lost 6 health in 1 beating in the temple. Ended up getting to hell with 1 health. Yeah. I mean, if Ix is to be believed, then 1 health is the way to go, right? I remember watching, I think it was a PAX a 4-way competition between Colin Northway, right, who's a character in the game, and Zach Gage and a bunch of other people, and they were 4-way trying to beat the game on stage. And I think Zach missed the Udget Eye, so he couldn't find the entrance to the black market, and it was a hell run. And I think Colin made it, but he was at 1 health super early on. I was like, oh, you can't do that anymore. And then, of course, he, revived back up to 4 in the ice caves. So I didn't know that back then. Mom Seats did trigger the shopkeepers on PSN. Did trigger the shopkeepers. Like, not sure what you mean there, but I triggered them today for sure multiple times. Losing no health is no way to live. Yeah, Docky, for sure not, right? Because if video games and games in general have taught us one thing, health is a resource, right? That's one of the defining features. Defining features. It has so many, right? I haven't played a whole lot of Magic in the last half year, but before that I played a lot for like 4 or 5 years, and health is a resource, especially with certain kinds of decks. Where you're trying to, like, there are cards in Magic that are creature has X power toughness, where X is, I think, something like 12 minus your remaining health, right? Or something like that. Oh, Mommy Sweets, because triggering the shopkeeper on PSN changes the daily seed, unlike on PC. Oh, it does. So it might be a completely new run. Yeah, we've noticed that before. So this is for sure going to be... Not that I'm misunderstanding this, I hope not. This is going to be a new run anyway, because this is on Steam. Right? Right now I'm playing on Steam, which you can see from the... Well, this could be Xbox too, I guess, but this is Steam. Wait, Xbox doesn't have a daily. Forget what I just said. Docky says health is a resource. Health is a resource IRL too. All the time in the gym in February means I can live pizza through March. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing right now too. Although I do have a spinning machine at home that I have to undust so I can stay in shape. Delverino, it's a 13-13, gets -X where X is your health. I play a deck built around it in Modern. Yeah, it's the... I forget what the name of the deck is, but you're going to tell me in a second. Because I have it on MTGO, right? I play that deck on Modern on MTGO. Death Shadow, right. Thanks, Delverino. I play it on MTGO. I think it's a viable legacy deck too, right? I think you can play it in multiple formats. It started in Modern, but I think you can play it farther back now. It's amazing. Tobias, sorry I'm late. Did you beat PS4 Daily Day? I did, thereby upping the stakes. And I did, even though I was playing so haphazardly for a while. And then I got damaged by a frog that came out of nowhere. Those are always glorious, beautiful moments. Okay, triggering that. So... I often bring up my confidence levels. And because I'm under a lot of pressure now to pull this off a second time, because I did it on PSN today, let's just say my confidence levels are not ultra high. Delverino, yeah, there's a weird version in Legacy where you reanimate Gurmag or Angler to lose 7. Oh man, Gurmag Angler. I love that card so much. It's common. It's a common card, whatever that dude's name is, I'm blanking on right now, who's a pro and also works at Direwolf Digital. Man, I'm so bad with names these days. He could not stop singing the praises of Gurmag Angler, the Delve card. It's so strong. Don't worry guys, this is not turning into the Magic Cast or Magic whatever. I haven't played the game enough. I have not played the newest set at all. I don't even know. I mean, I know that I should play it because I really like the original Theros block, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Not LSV Delverino, the other guy. LSV, I think, was sort of kind of lukewarm on the card, but most people agree that the card's good. Treasure Cruise, yeah. Docky, when people start talking MTG jargon, I assume they're making up words to mess with me. That's how I feel about people using cultural references in North America where I did not grow up. Right? I always replace the name with Peter Pan or something. Mama Sweets, yeah. Mana tap for sure, all the time. Patrick Chapin. Yep, Delverino, that's the person I meant. Patrick Chapin. He was when I started playing Magic in 2014, believe it or not, I'd never played the game before that. There's the key. He was playing playing the Israeli guy whose name I'm also who won the world championship twice. And he was when that card came out, because it was in I don't even... Was that card part of... Oh, Jesus. So my first set was Khans of Tarkir, but I don't think it was Khans. Was it? I'm not sure anymore. Okay, what do we do here? This is pretty obvious, right? I buy this, obviously. Oh, and the compass. Sure, why not? I mean, the gloves would have been better, but I don't think I have that kind of money right now. Okay, let's not get to this. I'm also not looking at the chat at all right now, because, again, my ability to look at the chat is directly correlated with my confidence levels, and they are not very high right now. Let's see. Wait, I just heard the pug. And there's the... Oh, I should use a rope. I should for sure use a rope here. For sure. This is an easy decision to make. Yeah, on the PSN daily today, I got into a level and the I guess some bomb triggered. Aw, amazing. How lovely. How lovely is that? And immediately, like, the altar blew up and Kali hated me and all that stuff. Shahar Shenhar. Yep. Shahar Shenhar played Patrick Chapin in the finals. And I think it was still a Theros block. Theros was still in it because they were playing, like, that whip that whips stuff back to your hand and from the graveyard. Delverina says, I remember going to a tournament for the first time being completely totally lost. I had no idea what they were talking about, just picked it up through osmosis. That was my first Legacy tournament. My first and only Legacy tournament. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Lands? I don't get it. Shaharshine Glove. Doc says, gloves and bombs and compass are the best. Yeah. Docky, nice gift. Oof, good luck with the gloves. I love the gloves. I love the gloves. Docky, I always receive trash from sacrifices. Yep. Most of the time. Hexal space. Oh, you guys are minus I used to hate. Now I'm okay with. Yeah, the gloves are terrible if you're speedrunning, right? Delverina says, LOL, did you know Patrick Chapin makes music too? I have heard it. It's like what? It's like nerd rap or nerdcore or something like that. It's pretty funny. He's a really good Magic player, though, and actually I like his writing quite a bit. Docky says, I like the gloves. Much like glue, they take extra care. Yeah, and they're great, right? If I don't have them, sometimes I die in the ice caves because I think I have them. Yeah, I used to not like them, but they're just straight up great, right? They're like, also for me, sometimes they're just a pretty hard requirement to not mess up. Oh, and if you ever want to see me play extremely poorly, just watch me play after a daily run, where I think I still have everything. Those are like by far the worst runs I could possibly produce. Oh, here. Clearly we are going in this direction because we already have the eye and I want the Matic, right? I'm assuming that everyone who's here knows that the Matic is always at the bottom of the snake pit. Right, there it is. See, just now I thought for a moment that... What was I thinking? I don't even know what I was thinking. Oh, let's not do that. What health am I? Oh, I'm at 4 health. Man, Ix would be just deeply disappointed in me right now. Like, that's not good. You're not going to win this because you have too much health. Yeah, let's get out of here. Delverino says apparently he went to prison for selling drugs, but he still wrote articles and got his friends to publish them. Patrick Chapin? Wow. I had no idea. They're all in Denver, right? Well, I guess Denver selling... I mean, at this point, isn't Denver just a drug haven? Like, you can just do whatever. There's dispensaries everywhere. Sporeprint F says... At 10 by 10 photo books, does a little Instagram live salons on photo books. My pal Tim Soder is doing one right now. Nice. I should look into those. I haven't looked into photography in a while because I've been hooked on, sound synthesis and stuff like that. I just bought like 2 pretty good stereo headphones, but I'm not using them right now for some reason because I think I need to not wear headphones on this show. I'm an idiot also. Tobias says... Spelunky's best feature is that you always pick up the worst item when items are stacked. Yep, Docky, and anyone that buys sells magic cards is pretty much dealing drugs. It's true. Also, here's a nice little piece of trivia. I was looking into homeowners insurance recently because we're trying to buy a house in this day and age, which seems insane. And it turns out that some of them do not cover collectible cards. They just don't cover them because they're just, I don't know. It's like jewelry. Their weight or size to value ratio is too small or something. The best item, Mima Sweet says, the best item is a shopkeeper's body in front of a shotgun. I don't know what you mean. Delvrino, was a while ago in ecstasy. I found the court case. Man, United States v. Chapin. Man, this country. Sporpernef, synth pause, make it happen, analog synth inspired roguelike. I'd love to. Let me get the synth part down first. Right now, I'm actually, this is totally side note, I'm looking into Arturia's like retro synth VST package because it looks interesting. Docky says maybe you shouldn't value collectible cards. It's not a good habit, honestly, but at the time when I got them, I was a little bit more flush with money. And they actually went up like in price by 2. So it seemed like actually not terrible investment. And for some reason, I felt like Magic is a piece of gaming history and I wanted to have a part of it. I don't know. I don't think about that. It was a thought at the time. Sporpernef, let's keep that idea alive. Yeah, let's do it. Synth pause. Analog synth inspired roguelike. Man, it is conjuring a lot of ideas. Shadix, valuable personal property insurance. Yup. Delverino, originally when I heard you guys say the name of that game, I thought it was called Sync Up House. Yeah, oh man. Delverino, are you the person who wrote in and said Sync was looking for it? It was a Michael Bro, B-R-O, because that was we couldn't breathe anymore. It was so funny. It's only investment if you sell it, which I will eventually, I think, and then get much less for it. Sync pause, like Goner, but with pleasant audio. I've never played Goner. Delverino says, nah, it wasn't me, LOL. Here's the truth, right? The truth is that I would like this show to also interview Eliza and that kind of stuff. Because I don't actually play... Like, I love Spelunky, and I kind of also am a big fan of the roguelike genre, but I don't, like, play every roguelike. Like, I play... What did I play? Oh, this kind of sucks, I guess. Wait, I guess I have to come from the other side. Let's do it from the... Let's be not... Okay, I'm going to be a little bit surgical about this. Right? Because I don't like what's happening here. And also I can because I have the boots. Because I have the gloves. That was a little bit too dangerous. Here, because I want to use that net to get this stuff. Right? Don't get me wrong. I like... And I'm not looking at the chat right now. I like roguelikes a lot. Like a lot. But I never beat NetHack, right? I'm not that... I like hard games. I like Dark Souls and all the likes, right? But it's Dark Souls. It's not a roguelike. I want to be able to talk about that kind of stuff. And thus, I haven't actually played all the roguelikes, right? Like, or even the roguelites, right? In fact, if anything, I've probably played less of the... Ooh, that's always dangerous. I've probably played less of the roguelites. Looking good. We'll get to the chat in a second. I have enough money, right? Well, let's get some more money just in case. I like to be able to buy good stuff outright. Was there a... Nah, you know what? See, this is where I get lazy. I could probably like still look around. Hacksaw Unit, what? Goner audio is great. Docky, who is Eliza? Sorry, not the game Eliza. Like Matthew Seiji Burns, who made Eliza. Right, now Eliza couldn't be... You couldn't be farther from the roguelike genre than Eliza, right? Let's see what else we have here. Docky says Spelunky is a game for people that don't enjoy roguelikes. Yes, that's maybe true, but find them interesting. Delvina says, also I got Round Guard after listening to the show and started high score running. I got #1 this week. Wow, that's really impressive. That game's surprisingly hard, but does such a good job of designing around difficulty and making it fun. Right, I think that game's really good. Shadix says, I think it depends on the roguelike, for sure. Shadix also says to Docky, I loved FTL, but I wouldn't be willing to play actual Rogue or any others that take hours and hours per run. Yeah, I loved FTL 2 and Into the Breach, right? So, and I finished FTL, but I think it finished it on normal once and then I stopped. Yeah, Hexel Spec Puppy Cup opportunity. It's true, but Sportprint F, there was a guy who used to beat to death Alpha Black Lotuses at life counters at Daddy Jim's Comics in High Point, North Carolina, 97. I have a super clear memory. Really flashy player and definitely a jerk. I met a lot of Magic players while I was playing Netrunner in the early mid teens, and they all said they left Magic because of the jerks. Tobias says, I really like roguelikes, but I rarely like playing them. Rogue is about the only I've gotten into, and it's probably one of the best, so good choice. In a recent coffee break, small coffee break roguelike called Pork-like. I've never heard of it. Yeah, I think the most innovative part, Del Reno is most innovative part of the game is their approach to difficulty. Finishing the game actually feels like a tutorial for all the challenge runs you can do. Yep. Kevin Thompson says Pork-like is great. Oh, it's from... Oh, that's so cool. I know Christian Majewski, right? Chrisman. Nice loop around there because he's also a really, really skilled and big fan of Netrunner. I know Christian from way, 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 way back in like 2009, 2010 when his game was also in the indie circuit. Trauma something. It was a really, really out there, interesting art style game with video stuff, and that's how great my memory works. Sorry, Christian, if you ever watch this. Okay, that's a Park-like suffers benefits from Tsukzoing stuff, which I can't bear, says Doki. Okay, Kevin's sending... Okay, guys, I'll look at this later. These are the points where I'm like, oh, it would be really useful to have someone moderating this. But, my co-hosts are generally busy around this time. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So, where am I? 2-1. Okay, so now, again, obviously, all I'm trying to do here is not miss the black market. Right? So if it looks like I'm doing a collect-a-thon for no good reason, it's just, well, I'm actually just going everywhere to make sure that I don't miss the black market. You guys know I could do this. Check this out. That's a move that I did not really know I could do until very recently. Can I make that jump? I think I can. No, I cannot. I cannot. That was unnecessary. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure I'd survive that. But also that was an unnecessary risk that I probably wouldn't have done if I hadn't been at 4 health. That's the exit. So let's not get out of here just yet. Let's walk over here to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Including a little crate with a thing I did not need. And a pug, which never not welcome. I don't need more money. I've got, for all I care, I've got infinity money at this point. Okay. Probably want mods who know you IRL, but if you ever want a mod from the community, I'm sure lots of us would love to help out. Delve says, Delver, you may be closer to that than you think you are. We're having a lot of meetings right now about doubling our efforts, which I've talked about for at least 3 months or 4 months at this point, but I think we're kind of finally getting there. Did I understand the move? I thought that only worked with Whip, but not Matic, actually. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I didn't think it worked with Matic, but it's a little bit, the timing is a little bit weirder than the Whip. You can't do it with the Whip, you can always whip in the air. With the Matic, you kind of have to still be on the ground to start the animation. You can't just be falling and then use the Matic. Shouty said advanced strats. Docky said, try to replicate your jumping Matic thing. How do you do it? Yeah, as I just said, I think you still have to be on the ground, so you have to, press the Matic, you're jumping, but you hit the Matic right away. I basically hit the 2 buttons at the same time, like the jump and the swing, and then it works, and it doesn't work all the time. Mama Sweets has and endorses gloves, also dives face first into ground. Yep. I tried doing it, I couldn't. I'll try it again in a second. You have to push the action button and then immediately jump. Right, so it's that way around. If you jump first, you can't swing the mattock, right? Because you can't be, like, I guess to put it in like more precise game design terms, you can't be in a in-air state. It won't trigger in that case. You can't push them at the same time. Got it. Could you try a quick demo on the next zone? Gross input stuff seems nasty. Yeah, as I say, that's why I never noticed I could do it at all. Well, it's not. Ugh, come on, you frog. Well, so let's do this, right? I am actually trying. Okay. Let's be not stupid here. I kind of am pressing at the same time. Because if I jump first, it doesn't work. And if I swing first, I can't jump. Okay, I mean, I might be doing something wrong here. But that's how it's working for me right now. If I press them at the same time, and again, for the whip, it's much more lenient because obviously you can be mid-air and hit the whip. Cannot do that with the mattock. Okay, let's see. See? Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay. So here's my try not to get killed by anything in those spikes region trick. Whoa, I was not paying attention just now. I was looking at the chat and I guess something really wild happened because it looked like, oh, get out of there. Oh, man. Really bad little mistakes. Yeah, things like coyote. I had never heard the term coyote timing until last week. Like, I know what it is, right? Because every good game, or a lot of good games use it. It's where you can still, like, you're basically already, it's from Wile E. Coyote, right? It's where you're already in the air. And as long as you don't know you're in the air, you can still jump, even though there's no ground underneath you. Where is this thing? Oh, it's down there. Got it. Let's get out of here. I don't want to risk taking more damage. I'm already at 2 health. Oh, I don't have the... I hate this. There we go. Just trying to get that blue frog out of the way. What else do you guys have here? Test authors from Butterscotch made a great talk about responsive platform controls. Interesting to see which of them translate to Spelunky and not, which parts of Spelunky are spiky because of it. Things like coyote time and input buffering. Yeah. Coyote time from Matt's Twitter. Okay, yeah. Mind of some open source apps that had different mapping for control shift key and shift control key. Shadow DX says, speaking of Celeste, Chapter 9 lasts like forever. Man, I never finished Celeste. It's so bad. Delverino, yeah, Matt talked about 2 on a Twitter thread. Oh yeah, that Twitter thread is amazing. If anyone has that link, please paste it. That's where I heard it, right? I'd never heard the term coyote time before I saw Matt's Twitter thread. Okay, what am I doing here? I don't like this, so let's just do this. I have enough bombs. Sometimes that kind of stuff is just scary and unnecessary. This is also, what I'm doing right here is also a thing I didn't know I could do for a while. Like the whole idea that you can still hang on like a 1 block like that, and if you stand here, it doesn't kill it, but if you're like on the edge, it does. Oh man, I'm such a doofus. That was unnecessary. Whatever. Bombs are aplenty, it seems. So let's do this. Do I have the... I do have the mitt. Is there a shotgun around here somewhere and I'm missing it? Because normally in this situation I almost prefer the shotgun, but I think this is fine. Right, because we do this. And then we throw a couple more bombs over there to just make sure that I got them all. Now I'm going to stand here and wait for a second just to make sure that there's not accidentally still a shopkeeper over there. And again, I'm at 11 bombs. If I die now because I was too greedy, There's like so many bombs there, so I'm just gonna keep on throwing them. Yeah, I think I got this. Yep. Here's where I get all the way over here and shoot for a while. Hexel Space just pasted the link to Matt's thread, which is amazing. Yeah, it's a great thread. Also, at some point, I always show this in class. They published their player.cs file. That was also an unnecessary bomb, which has like all the parameters. I just use it in class to demo to students just how insanely complex some of these things can get if you want to be able to like tweak every single aspect of the jump, right? It's like, again, it's like, I can't not liken this to the general idea of a synthesizer, right? Where, oh God, oh no! Oh no, there was still a shopkeeper there. Oh no. I mean, I knew it from the music. Okay, whatever. I mean, again, so to be clear, normally in these situations, I am just like, okay, whatever. That's it for today. I'm done. Obviously, I'm not doing that here. Because, yeah, sorry everyone. It's not going to be a hell run, but I could still beat Olmec, and I'm going to try that. So I'm not gonna just throw the towel. Yeah, that was bad. That was really, really bad. Also, I was firing into that place. Come on, man. There, I still had to at least get my revenge. Man, and that was such a nice ninja move just now on the spikes. Too bad. So yeah, how long back do I have to go now that I have time? Let's see how long back to you guys. Bub it up. Docky says, with Tumble Drop, I had a timer between shape removals. Originally, I had 0.2 second tolerance for pressing early on the next shape, but later just swapped it for Q next removal with the visual feedback. Corpse is soaking up shotgun shots is such a pain on the black market. Yeah, it really is. Poor Heiner took all those bombs to the face. Yep. Rip. Hired hand. Hi, Pojo. I spent a long time trying to figure out, Delverina says, a long time to figure out how to get the player to pop around corners and settle on just using a circle collider. Yeah, and it's you don't render it, right? It's just invisible. However you do that, right? Whether you extend the collider on the character, which is what happens in, I think, Cannibal, because it's only running in one direction. Adam Saltzman did a nice post on that way back in the day. Yeah, and then you guys are all rip, rip, rip. Kill Olmec. I will. I'll try. Sportman says, I've been playing Seesaw for iOS after getting turned on to Philip Stallmeyer for the podcast. Philip Stallmeyer's stuff is amazing. I haven't played the new game though yet. Platforming is like a little bit. Platforming is super Meat Boy tough with lots of saw blades and spikes. I haven't played Seesaw. I should admit that I haven't played Seesaw. Hexel Space accidentally skipped City of Gold this daily. Wound up just Olmec win, go for it. Yeah, I'm just not going to do the double daily. That's not going to happen anymore. It doesn't count. Yeah, I do the same Delverino Circle Collider. I almost made the mistake of trying Heldor without saying Olmec. All these things are painful. I do remember, I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was people directly from the Spelunky speedrunning community, but I remember someone suggesting, what's the number of daily runs you've had that were quote-unquote successful, right? And I think the criteria was that you beat anything, right? And how many times you could do that in series. I've never tried that because I usually don't try to go for Olmec, right? And my best number on just hell runs on the daily specifically is 4. 4 on PSN. I did 4 dailies in a row on PSN in early 2018, I think it was. Which felt really good. 31 bombs. Yeah, sure. Let's see what that is. I was actually just going for the triple for the hat trick, and then I tried it on day 4, and I still got the day 4, which Banafati made fun of me for still doing, because I kept on saying once I make the triple, I'll quit forever. That'll be the end of my Spelunky career, and lo and behold, that was not the truth. Docky says getting out of the mind is my success on a daily, 30% tops. Yeah, it's all a function of time, right? For some people, also this stuff comes easier. For me, that's definitely not the case. Like, it took me a while to get even remotely competent in this game, right? Like, I think someone like Patrick Klepek, who was streaming this for a while, he's the type of guy who like streamed it for like a month and then, oh boy, that was kind of garbage. Wow. Let's see if I can not die. Wow, that was rough just now. Oh wait, you're already... Oh, come on. Could you please calm down. I'm trying to beat Olmec here. Weirdly packed ice biome. Yeah, Delverino, no S. Is this, am I trying to be family friendly here? I don't even know. Okay, don't die here. Warning, don't kill yourself here. I no longer have the Ankh. But I do have... Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, don't ice me. Don't ice me. Wow, 1 health. Sweet. Good job. Good job, Nealon. Well done, Mr. Nealon. And I'm not being serious about that. That was horrible. Okay, here's a nice little... Well, this is not actually... Am I at 29 bombs? Yeah, sure, let's do this. So here's a nice little thing that doesn't always work, because it only works if the shopkeeper is not walking back and forth. I'm actually bad at timing this. Actually, he's might... Nope, worked. Right, it's a kind of cool little trick. Okay, there we go. Where you stick the shopkeeper with a bomb from timing the sticky bombs right. Wow, that was a harsh 3-1, says Docky. Yep, you could go for a spaceship run. I could. That 1 health play, says Hexel Space. Yep. By the way, for those of you who will be around next week, I think Nick's going to join next week. He said something to that extent. He might have time to join next week. And expect a few announcements from us pretty soon. Like more engagement with the immediate community. Man. More gameplaying stuff coming your way. I'm just gonna stick him, right? Yep. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Yep, Docky says, I feel like a spaceship run is suggested every week. It is very true. And I have balked at it every time, but who knows? Every week. Delverino, ooh, that sounds like a Discord to me. Possible. Very, very likely. Pojo says, in regard to your streaking comments, hell runs in a row, it's not really kept track of or done in the Monster Rank community, right? Due to the procedural generation of regular runs and score being dominant for dailies, never really caught on. Yeah, I just do it for myself, pretty much. My sweets, I stuck to the ISP and froze Anubis, very anticlimactic. I love that. I love freezing Anubis. It's so much fun. The first time I did it by accident, I was like, oh man, this is the it was just like, Ice Gun OP, it's OP. Because it was just like so powerful at that moment. Docky says, has the speedrun community done a speedrun of the podcast on fast speed? I don't know. Patreon. Tobias, all that is in discussion. But the thing that I'll say there without spoiling too much is, if we do it, we'll make it probably fully optional, because these, like, while I think it's perfectly fine for people to support our efforts because it's a lot of work, this is also the day and age where everyone's putting out everything for free because of the times we live in. so I don't want to gate that at all. Hexel says, Docky, I always listen a little sped up around 1.5x. Yeah, I used to do that too, but yeah, getting older. My Sweet says, yesterday was the first time I did it. Oh, Docky, my hell run was entirely because I got a web gun, which I used to stick Anubis and bomb him. That's a unique to me. I've never heard that one. Stick Anubis with a web gun? That's amazing. That's amazing. I've never seen that done. Poja says, ha, no, Docky, but many of us listen. No, that's amazing. Docky, I've never heard of that, tried it, never seen it done. Makes a lot of sense now that you mention it, but nope, that's not a thing I've ever tried. Just goes to show that I have a severe lack of creativity at times. What am I doing here? That didn't seem good, right? Let's get back up here. Right, like I'm pretty sure I need to go over here. Classic death of mine is also to underestimate the jump distances to the Yetis and then have them just infinite throw me. Very classic death. Happens to me all the time. I have it on video. As someone, what? Yeah, oh yeah. Do you have is it clipped in Twitch or something like that? Or is it something that you can like timestamp us to on YouTube or something? I'd love to see it. Infinite Throw Me, the next game by Zachtronics. Says Mima Sweets. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the game I kept on talking about earlier, Eliza, that I really, really enjoyed, which is, for all intents and purposes, I think of what we now consider to be a visual novel, is a Zachtronics game, right? Zachtronics that does these very, very, very inscrutable puzzle games that people love, right? They also published Eliza, right? I should say it's Matthew Seiji Burns who made Eliza, but Zachtronics published Eliza, which I think is good. It's super cool to me. But yeah, I think that... Whatever, I should be spoiling too much because I promised I wouldn't do that on the show. I think it's safe to say that I would like to make the show a little bit more open to all types of games going forward. There we go. That was a stick. Not that we're not already doing that a little bit, but there's definitely like a sort of a... I mean, the title also gives it away, right? That we're kind of focusing on the Spelunky-like genre, but I think that's just, at this point, not that we've exhausted that at all, but it's like I think that the interests of the four co-hosts are just all over the place. Like I want to talk to Matthew Seiji Burns. I want to talk to the creators of Short Hike, that kind of stuff, right? Short Hike, amazing, fantastic. 100. I didn't talk about the IGF awards at all. I was on the jury for student awards and the grand prize jury, and I think, yeah, man, Short Hike, so good. Tobias says, I use Patreon exclusive support and not to get any rewards like many other people. I'm sure there's a market for that. The unique Discord role is also a good simple reward. Yeah, see, that's maybe I'm just behind the times on that, right? I don't want that to be the thing, but I've also seen a lot of people do it very successfully. But for them, it's also become a full-time job. Now, I'm not at all opposed to the idea of this being much larger in my life than it already is, because I'm enjoying it a lot. But then it has to like somehow make, I have to live. As a market gets but you're obviously aware and exploring, so I'm sure it'll work out. Yeah, we're aware. Thanks a lot, Tobias. Yeah, we're exploring, as aware as we can from like doing a bunch of research and talking to other people. Del Reno says, I wonder if you could make a roguelike walking simulator if the genres are two full circles in their Venn diagram. Yes, I think that's pretty straightforward. Wrong word. I remember a year or two ago, someone posted, I'm not going to remember the name for obvious reasons, Someone posted a video of like walking through rural Japan in like this really cool cell shaded look that was gorgeous. And right, you can always imagine something that looks like Shenmue, but has some like inherent simulation in it that makes it really hard to actually play, but that makes it interesting. But there's some reason for it. I mean, a lot of people have been exploring the looping mechanic, like most recently, Elsinore, Heaven's Vault, and Outer Wilds, right? So it's kind of, it's not, I wouldn't say it's overused. Those are the areas I'd look into if I was trying to find design space. Docky says it's clear got a lot of scope for more, and the audience too. Yeah, what's the tiny you should play Eliza because pitch? Okay, Hexel Space. It's first of all, the characters are very well written, right? It's like we don't have. I mean, there are examples of good video game writing, but not. They're very sparse, I believe. Like, and I don't want to be disparaging to video game writers, but they're also writing. They have a hard constraint with respect to the kinds of things they can do without making it hard to sell the game, and it's complicated, right? That's my weird evasive maneuver here, right? But Eliza is very well written. Some of the characters I like, man, the game is only like 5 to 8 hours, but some of the characters really grew on me. Like where, and I don't want to spoil anything about how it plays with the agency and the lack of agency. And it's like, it's a story of the times. It's like, it's weirdly timely because then I saw it on the subway in New York when I was there for the winter break. It's the idea that you have a cell phone based therapist, but it's not that, right? Like you basically go into a studio and then you have something that's an AI, but they realized that the AI couldn't be good, so they gave it a human face, and the human's just supposed to read off of a teleprompter, and it's very creepy because of that. And it's and I'll leave it at that because everything else is the story, right? And most of it's the story. I definitely played it in the couch co-op way. Like I was playing with a friend. We were on Discord and I was streaming the game to my friend, and we talked about our decisions in the game. But yeah, we really liked it. Like really good writing, good protagonists, interesting interactions. Not a roguelike. Shadow DX says Dunk Lords is available now. It is, and people should play it if you like that kind of game. It's a very arcadey, very fun fighting game style basketball game, and it's really fun to play. Very immediate, very good game feel, and it's by Andy Hull, and you should support Andy Hull because he's an awesome person. Pojo says Dunk Lords is a lot of fun. It for sure is. Docky says I reward a few Patreon podcasts. I am starting to do that now too because I'm looking into what it means for the people who are doing it. Because it's, people are like, oh, it's $1 or $2. That's half a coffee in the US, right? So, and I get it. That's a very privileged thing to say for a person who is a middle-aged white dude and a tenured professor. So, I should shut up. But also, even when I didn't have that, I think it was like not too much skin off my back to help people who worked for a thing that I enjoyed. And I just gonna say this, right? I've been screwed over before by like not valuing my work properly, which is weird because I was like, when I was like doing good well and Osmos was making money, I was like, I'll do the job. Don't worry, don't pay me. But it turns out that came back to bite me later when people said, well, what did you see for it, right? When I had to like actually like show up for things and like get rated for tenure and stuff, that kind of bit me in the butt. So now I understand why it's important to like not undervalue your own work. It's weird. It's really, really weird. Shadow DX says I grabbed a short hide on Epic Store. I'll probably play it when I finish Celeste. I never. Just put a Celeste aside, Shadow DX, and play Short Hike because that game is 1 to 3 hours depending on how long. It's like one session of Animal Crossing paired with Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and it's so cute and so great, and just being in it's such a feel good game, and it's heartbreaking in ways that I can't even describe for some people because boy, oh boy, oh boy, did a part of that game resonate with me in a way that probably going to make me tear up right now. So it's, yeah, just play it. It's fantastic. Oh. Delverina says those are great ideas. Wow, now I'm blanking on what the ideas were. The walking simulator stuff. Yeah. It could be good, right? Mama says good luck. I'm out for lunch. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Docky says, I have tiny budget right now, but $1 donate to 10 to 20 things. Good on you. You're great. That's fantastic. More power to you. Sportpreneur for the hard sell. Yeah, man. I don't even know where to, like, I think that a short hike, like, not only because of the times we live in, but also because of the times we live in, and it's very hard to take these things out of context. Like when we look down the road in 10 years at one won the IGF and why, it'll be maybe, it will stand on its own for sure, but it's also it's a piece of work that is in our times, right? And as such, it's, yeah. Docky says I didn't finish a short hike because it was heartbreaking that I didn't make it first. Yeah, it's kind of, it's one of those things where Doc says I need to play it, but I know it'll burn out on me. It'll bum me out on a self-doubt day. It's maybe true, but because it's the thing where you realize that sometimes making that Jason Rohrer-like is all it takes, right? Making that 5-minute game or the 1 hour game of the thing that you think needs to take 3 to 10 to be worth $15. Maybe you make it 2 and sell it for 8. I don't know, right? And maybe it's good, right? Maybe it's a great game. Maybe it's good for a lot of people. Hexel Space says Animal Crossing for Zelda, great description about it, finishing even short things. Short hike had no problem, hooked me in a very respectful, transporting way. Could not have said it better, right? Those are all really. Oh man, I am not focused on the. For some reason, I guess I'm not looking at this game anymore right now. Why did I? Okay, please tell me why I took the scepter. It's because in my head I was still. Is anyone still playing this game at all? Like I'm just mechanically. Whoa! Let's not die to that. Oh no! I knew it. I knew that I would be hit by that rock no matter what I do. 1 health. I'm not even gonna beat Olmec. That's what I get for. Anyone can take some breakout. Yeah, it's a thing we tend to think, well, but that's not a real game, right? That's not, you didn't make the full game. I don't even know what that means, right? Like maybe you don't have the time to make a 30-hour game experience, right? Maybe the game you want to make doesn't lend itself to a 30-hour experience. Now we all know that. Yeah, see, so here's the thing where, right, so in case no one's ever seen this, right, this is what happens when you try to open it. Scepter fits, but nothing's happening. It's not happening because I don't have the hat, right? Right, and I also never annoyed the shopkeepers. Wait, I did. Of course I did. Hacksaw says some games are just short. Yo, yep. What else do I have here? The most enlightening part of his talk. Oh wait, Chinese is a great take. Most enlightening part of his talk was the fact that he was working on a serious RPG, and a short hike was contrasted with that. Is that the talk that went up on GDC yesterday? Because I missed it. I want to still watch it, but I haven't seen it yet. Docky says Comedy Rock knew how to be fun. Sometimes I think the funniest random outcome happens. Hacksaw, shout out to the Short Game Podcast. Whoop woo. We're not short, right? I wish we were under an hour, but then we'd also have to do it every week. Delverino, there's something so nice about short games. Played Emily is Away and Sibel recently, and they both really stuck with me. I felt respectful of my time. Sparprenef said I get bogged down in mechanics and grindy bits of games, but the points that make you feel something are what we remember. Docky says I don't like the lack of feedback in Spelunky's path. Yeah, it's true. The hedge it, right? That's it. That's the hat. Sportpreneur said we're not blown away in a novel by the sentence structure. Well, sometimes. Sometimes. Docky, I also don't like that there's no other option for you once you drift from the path. Yeah, I wish there was still a way. So I was always thinking that hopefully Spelunky 2 has more of that, right? That there's not just a path, maybe there are paths, right? But I don't even know if that's part of the design, to be honest. Let's trigger that dude. Did that trigger? I think it did, but I'm just going to be safe. One health, eh? Let's get this person. Oh, I gotta be careful that I don't get hit by a... There we go. Better. Ah, no! That's it, that's it, that's it. Can't do a whole lot against being... I didn't even get telefragged, but that was still rough. Okay, let's just let that play out. Oh, the Baba is you talk, right? Yeah, it's also a talk that I missed. Right. Let's see what else we have here. Unparalleled. Okay, let's not have this. This is a little bit too hectic. Oh wait, whoa, that's not fair. Let's keep that up for a second. 5-4, good job. Mama's not here anymore. Hexel space 4-4, also good. 4-3. You guys all got me beat. Man, again, I never play on Steam. I'll get around to it. Docky, what's self-right? That's when that crocodile dude teleports into you. So it's from, I think it's from the Quake, or even from the Quake days, right? Where if someone goes into the teleporter and you're standing on the teleport, I think it's a raptor, the crocodile dude. When you're teleporting, when you're on the teleport pad and someone teleports right over you, you just die, right? It's like an insta death, and it was termed telefragging. From fragging was just like killing you in Quake. So we called that telefragging from the raptor dude. Hexel Space says, my bad, LOL. Apparently I don't understand visuals. Threat of telefragging. I was killed by the threat of telefragging. I guess I could have played that cooler for sure. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? No, I think I'm all caught up. Let me turn off the music because this is always a little bit annoying at this point. But also, we kind of really well exhausted the timing, right? I think we are at 10:58. Good timing, right? And now it's just like a little bit of fire and batting in the background, and I can also turn that down if people think that's too loud. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to do a whole lot more today because I think I have to take care of my family who are around the corner. And a bunch more meetings today and a bunch of other stuff to do. But also, there's another meeting with the whole team of the show today to discuss the immediate future. And I think there's a lot more to announce. This time I think I feel confident that there's a lot more to announce in a week. And maybe even sooner than that. We'll see. Also, I'm mumbling. I don't know why I'm doing that. There's a mic right next to me that I could speak into. Docky says, I like the idea of temples with painting of dinosaur gods. Sport Prince says, thanks for doing this as always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Delverino says, well, let it be known the community would like to engage. Tobias says, GG. I think you will have the opportunity to do that very soon because we want to do this a lot more with, I mean, the thing is right now, I'll actually, believe it or not, like the other day when we were discussing this, it was like, well, what would be too little if it was only like us four and like 2 more people? But I was like, no, I usually have like 13 to 20 people ish sometimes around here in this show. And that way I can actually like scroll back through the chat when I'm playing. Like I look at everything you write, and once it's 30, 50, 100 and the chat scrolls by, I find it's wildly useless. I'm sure there's ways to filter that, but you can't do that as a solo person, right? People who do this professionally, on Twitch have a whole team of producers around that help produce the show. They make it look like that's not the case, but they are there, right? I do not have those people right now. It's me on a twin screen setup where I have OBS running on the left and Spelunky right under my webcam, so it kind of looks like I can look at the camera. And for that, I just got a cheap second monitor, right? Like a $150 whatever monitor that could just show me what's going on in OBS. Docky says, you always speak well and you're easy to listen to both during the stream and podcast. Thank you. That's so that's so nice. That's the nicest thing I've heard in a while said to me. Thank you. That's really kind. It also helps that you don't sound identical to Nick. Who sounds identical? Oh, it's because, yeah, I know. I get it, right? Because Doug and Zach sound way too similar, which is kind of funny. Nick is such a baritone. Sportprint, false rumor. Chat will have control. Bats in stream Spelunky 2. maybe Derek will do that. That would be funny. That would be really funny if there was a way for chat to control the traps in Spelunky 2 when you're streaming. Man, I'd love that. That'd be great. LOL, yeah, that's how I've been streaming Round Guard. Yeah, it's hard, right? You all sound so similar. I'm perpetually confused. Yeah, sorry, everyone. Bat fly left. The bats like jitter around on the screen and you're like, ah! Sportprint F WASD. Wow, yeah, if you could actually WASD control this stuff, that would be pretty cool too. So yeah, thanks everyone. That's heartwarming, right, to hear that. Because yeah, we're gonna a lot of stuff is happening because of the times, because we're all at home, or most of us are working from home now. And so hopefully we'll actually get off to a better start. But yeah, we're going to be going deep on some games that we really like and hopefully have a more wide set of talents and creators in future shows. So I'll leave it at that because, again, I'm very prone to like spilling the beans, and I'd rather have like us have an official tweet that's like, here's what's happening next. Come here, click this link, that kind of stuff, right? Brush off your logo. Yeah. Docky says there was a lot of talk on Twitch boosting for items in proc-gen games, but that trend lost momentum. Yeah. Time to get good on synths, LOL. I'm trying. It's a lot. It's crazy, but it's really fun. Don't spill the beans on the edges of respective quarantine seats. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. This time that is a thing I can confidently say. I keep on saying it's coming, and then it does, and then weeks go by. Now I think it's coming very soon. Very soon we'll have something to announce, right? We wanted to wait till GDC. GDC didn't happen. A lot of other stuff happened, but it's coming. Okay, with that, I think that's a good place to end the show. Thank you very much for watching. As always, very kind of you to spend this hour with me and watch me massively fail at Spelunky today is what it felt like, but also kind of funny that I literally picked up this. I did all the stuff for the path, no longer being on the path for no reason at all other than my muscle memory was locked into it and I could not get out of it, right? That's like the least creative, right? But that's just what was happening. But whatever, it is what it is. See you all latest next Friday. And I say latest because, and I said this last week already, there's a chance that I'm going to make ad hoc shows and then they'll just go up. And if you're subscribed and set for notifications, you'll see when it happens. We'll probably start the stream 10 to 15 minutes before we actually do a thing. And then if you're around, you can join. We'll see. Hopefully we can do that. Unparalleled says, thank you. You're all very welcome. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. Have a great time. Be safe. Try to use any method at your disposal to keep your nerves in check. It's trying times. My anxiety levels are higher as well. Everyone's are, I think, at this point. But I think if we all collectively stay sane, right, I think we can get through this. People have said the term social distancing is not the best version of this because I don't think we should be socially distancing ourselves, right? We're physically distancing ourselves for good reasons, but social, we should be more social, right? And more kind. In general, I wish it always happened. But also, you know what? In this moment, day and age, what's happening on right now, we need it, right? Sport enough physical mindfulness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stay at home, everyone. That's the whole point, right? Stay at home, everyone. Try not to, because who knows whether you have it or not. Probably not. I did. Where do I have it? Oh, I have it here. Here, I'll close on this. I did a literal back of the envelope calculation the other day using Bayes' theorem because someone told me that they thought they had the virus, but they didn't have fever. And I'm like, okay, that's probably not, it's very unlikely, right? Because we know what the likelihood of fever is if you have the virus. And we also know approximately how many people have a fever at any given time, and we know how many people are infected. And I multiplied that by 10, and then Bayes' theorem tells me that it is, 1 in 25,000 is the chance of you having it if you don't have fever. And even if you have fever, your chance of having it is 1 in 250. Right? So that means that out of 250 people who have fever right now, one person has it. So it's... sorry, Docky. Nothing worse than feeling sick and people doing maths at me. Bayes' theorem works, right? So you're never at 0% likelihood, but it's the likelihood of having it if you don't have a fever is very, very low. Very low, right? And I fudged the numbers to account for that our numbers right now are off. So that wasn't the best way to go out, but I'm going to try it anyway. So again, stay tuned. If you have friends who like this kind of show and are what we're doing, let them know to sign up for the Twitch channel and set notifications to on, because again, I think there will be more ad hoc streams. And let's just say we're going to try to make it fun and healthy and kind and be good to each other. So Docky says, when will the next pod be up? Do you have a schedule? Well, we're on a 2-week schedule for the podcast. And last week we had Andrea on from Round Guard. So for sure next week. We have 2 or 3 different guests lined up, and we haven't solidified it yet, but they're all amazing, as always. They're all amazing. Doc says the Round Guard pod was great. Yeah, it was. I had so much fun, and I had to stop myself, right? I had to I was, oh man, I was like, oh, there's so much other stuff we could talk about. But I wanted to get, a lot of times I don't talk a whole lot, but that time I had I felt like I had a lot of interest in what Andrea had to say about the design of Round Guard and how it came to be. And also, what a cool idea, right? What a cool idea to revive Peggle with that structure. It's just a super fun game. You should all go play it. It's Apple Arcade and on Steam. So it's not Apple Arcade exclusive. You don't have to sign up for Apple Arcade. You can just buy it. Okay. Take care. Be safe. Hugs all around. And see you latest next Friday, hopefully before that. Bye, everyone.